What's good, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Double A Hef here with another dose of the Truth Scope. So as you can see, I got Eddie Winslow, from the once hit sitcom from the '90s, and I think it was actually on in the '80s too, the late '80s, I believe. Not sure, not sure. But that's not that important right now. Family Matters. Obviously, the main character of the show was well, actually initially it was supposed to be the Winslows, and then Steve Urkel was like the comedic relief, but then he kind of blew up, and they started focusing episodes around Steve Urkel, and that's a show that I think I might find some more clips on, because they went over some deep stuff back then, for a TV show on what channel was it on? Damn, now I don't remember. Maybe 11 or something like that. But it was on one of those like public, like just TV antenna channels. So without further ado, I'm just gonna let this video play, and then I'm gonna break it down.
Well, look who's up at the crack of noon.
I didn't get to bed until 7 a.m.
Oh, good defense, Edward. Son, were you drinking?
I blew the foam off a few.
Uh-huh. Hey, Rich, I'd like to speak to Edward alone, so...
So I should get lost?
Thanks. Well, that party you went to last night must have been a real doozy.
Yeah, the frat house really rocked. Music, babes, good food.
Drinking?
Well, we had a keg in the tub. And a keg in the kitchen. And a keg in the coat closet.
Now, anyone that's going to college, y'all know there's a whole bunch of partying, there's a whole bunch of drinking, like every day. Every day. There's a lot of kegs, there's a lot of cheap beers and stuff like that. There's always something to do. Not for all colleges. I can only speak for the schools that I went to. I know some schools are really strict, like the Catholic schools and stuff like that. I've heard stories. But anyone that's went to like a normal, for lack of better terms, college, then y'all know what I'm talking about. So obviously Eddie here is in college, and he was out drinking, and Carl is taking issue with it. Let's see why.
Do you find this amusing, Edward?
No, sir.
Because I don't find it remotely amusing when my teenage son comes home drunk.
Oh, Dad, I'm 19 years old now. I'm in college now anyway. And besides, last night was the first time I got drunk in my entire life.
Well, Edward, you are underage. So that one better be your last.
Also, keep in mind, y'all, for those who haven't seen the show or don't know anything about it, Carl Winslow, the father, he is a police officer. I believe he's like a sergeant or something like that. Just to add some context.
Oh, Dad, lighten up.
What do you mean, lighten up? Edward, your mother and I send you to college to get an education, not to party hardy.
Look, I study hard all week. When the weekend comes, I want to relax. I mean, that's the whole reason why I joined the fraternity, so I could have some fun.
I don't object to fun. I love fun. In fact, I'm the grand funk master of fun. But I don't need to take a drink to have a good time, and neither do you.
And honestly, brothers, there's too many of us, that believe the opposite of what Carl Winslow just said. That, gotta turn up, gotta do this. I'm going out. I gotta have my weed. I gotta have my drink. I gotta have all this stuff. And no, you don't. All that stuff is doing is, clouding your mind and your judgment, which is ultimately going to make you more susceptible to making poor decisions. All right. So if you're already in dire straits, you should definitely stay away from these things, because all it's going to do is expedite you expedite your demise. And again, I'm not out here telling people to do what the hell you want to do. I'm just saying, from a numbers standpoint, the likelihood of something bad happening to you goes up when you inject these different substances into your life. All right. Now, again, I'm not, some preacher boy out here, saying, oh yeah, I've never smoked or drank or nothing like that. Because of course I have. But y'all gotta understand, when you think that you need these things to have a good time, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example from my life, right? So I've been playing music for, guitar. I've been playing the guitar since I was 16. So, more than half my life, right? And when I first started playing, I had a lot of inspirations from, like Bob Dylan, the Beatles, and Led Zeppelin and all that stuff. And back then in the 60s, there was all smoking, getting high, and doing all sorts of stuff, and writing all this great music and stuff. So I wanted to emulate that. And again, I was just starting out. I didn't know anything. I was just trying to find my wings. So I used to smoke. Right, I would come home from school. Me and a couple of my friends, we go in my boy's shed, and we hotbox the shed. And then like these niggas would just go in the house, so put on like TV, and start eating food and shit, and just chilling for the next couple of hours. I would always go home and play the guitar, and it was my opinion, it was my belief that I make better music when I'm high. For some reason, it just flows. Now, is that true? That's subjective. That's subjective at the time, obviously, right? It's like, if I think it, then it's just music. Music is already subjective. So who's gonna say no? But later on, I forget who I was watching or listening to, but they were basically saying, if you're doing stuff like that, and they weren't talking to me, it was like on a video, but when a person said it, it felt as if he was talking to me. So he said, when you do stuff like that, then you have to question, are you really like a good musician or not? Because is it you, or is it the substance that's creating this? And then I was like, wow, well, shit. If it's the substance, then what's that say about me? So then obviously I stopped that, and no, I'm way better, clear-headed at anything and everything that I do than if I was to smoke some weed. All right. So again, I had to reflect on where I was at, what I was doing, and where I wanted to be, and then make that decision. All right. So again, I'm not speaking on this channel as if I'm some holier than thou individual, because I'm not. I live, and I've made mistakes, and I've done things incorrectly. But as long as you're always trying to make yourself better, and seeking out better outcomes, then you'll be okay. But if you go the route where you're gonna try to validate these poor behaviors by saying, oh, I need this to have a good time, I need this for that, then you know what? You're probably going to have more bad times than good.
Why do you always do this?
Why do I always do what?
Limit me. Build walls around me.
Edward, this is not about walls. This is about roads. And drinking will take you down a road that leads to a dead end.
Look, Dad, I don't see how having a few beers with my friends is gonna hurt me.
Edward, here is the bottom line. The next day that I catch you drinking again will be the very last day that you live in this house.
All right, so I know some people probably will look at this and say, what he did was, over the top and all that stuff, and yada yada yada. But you gotta understand something. When you're the father, when you're the man, and you're leading, that's how it looks. That's how it looks. You don't let your 19-year-old son dictate to you what's going to happen. No, no, no. If you're not with it, for your reasons, then doggone it, that's how it's gonna be. Period. And if you don't like it, you don't have to stay here. You don't have to be here. But as long as you're here, this is my house. I'm the man, and I'm leading this ship. And whether you like it or you don't, it's ultimately what's best for you. So again, Family Matters, they have a lot of gems like this. So again, I'm going to definitely, make an effort to, try to get more of these clips. That way, we could break it down. Because also with Family Matters, it's the quote unquote black dynamic. It was I don't want to say all black cast, but it was damn near an all black cast. So, it's more relevant that way. So anyway, y'all, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. If you have a clip of like a show like this or something else, send it to me. Let me break that down. All right. Anyway, be well. Peace.